9 signs he will never change. Stop waiting for him to be different. Many people stay in relationships hoping their partner will change, but the reality is that some people never do. If you've been waiting for your partner to become more responsible, mature, or emotionally available, you may be wasting your time. Change only happens when someone wants to improve, not when they are pressured or begged. In this video, we will go over 9 clear signs that he will never change, no matter how much love, time, or effort you give. If you notice these behaviors, it may be time to stop waiting and start focusing on your own happiness. 1. He always blames others. A person who refuses to take responsibility for their actions will never change. If he constantly shifts the blame onto you, his family, his past, or even bad luck, he is avoiding accountability. A man who genuinely wants to grow will own up to his mistakes and learn from them. For example, if you bring up something he did that hurt you, and he immediately says, "You're overreacting," or "I wouldn't have done that if you didn't make me angry," he's deflecting instead of taking responsibility. If he loses a job, fails a project, or has problems in his life, and it's always someone else's fault, that's a huge red flag. Change requires self-awareness, and if he refuses to admit his faults, he won't fix them. 2. He makes empty promises. A man who genuinely wants to improve will show it through actions, not just words. If he constantly says things like, "I promise I'll change," or "next time will be different," but nothing actually changes, he's just telling you what you want to hear. Cheat. For example, if he keeps saying he will work on his temper, be more responsible, or treat you better, but continues the same toxic behavior, he has no real motivation to change. He may apologize to keep you around, but if the pattern repeats, he is comfortable staying the same. Actions speak louder than words, and if his promises are always empty, believe his behavior instead. 3. He dismisses your feelings. A healthy relationship requires both partners to listen to and respect each other's emotions. If he constantly makes you feel like your feelings don't matter, this is a sign he has no intention of changing. For instance, when you express that something he did hurt you, does he say, "You're too sensitive," or "It's not a big deal"? If he dismisses your emotions instead of trying to understand them, he is showing you that he doesn't care enough to change. A person who values you will listen to your concerns and make an effort to improve, not belittle you for speaking up. 4. He thinks he's always right. If every argument turns into him trying to win instead of listening to your perspective, he is not willing to grow. A man who always believes he is right and refuses to accept any other viewpoint will never change. For example, if he never apologizes, even when he is clearly in the wrong, or if he shuts down conversations by saying, "I don't want to talk about this," he is avoiding accountability. Relationships require compromise, communication, and humility. If he is unwilling to admit when he is wrong, he will continue repeating the same mistakes. 5. He manipulates you into staying. When you bring up the need for change, does he make you feel guilty for even asking? If he constantly plays the victim, or makes you feel bad for wanting a better relationship, he is manipulating you into accepting his bad behavior. For example, if you say, "I need more emotional support from you," and he responds with, "I guess I'm just a terrible boyfriend then," he is shifting the focus onto himself instead of addressing your concerns. This is a form of emotional manipulation that keeps you stuck, waiting for him to change. A man who truly loves and respects you will not make you feel guilty for wanting a healthy relationship. 6. He repeats toxic behavior. After apologizing, apologies are meaningless if they are not followed by real change. If he keeps saying, "I'm sorry," but continues to do the same hurtful things, his words mean nothing. For example, if he apologizes for lying, but keeps lying, or if he says he'll work on his temper but continues to lash out, he is showing you that he doesn't take change seriously. Real change requires effort, and if he repeatedly makes the same mistakes, he has no real intention of improving. Don't fall for empty apologies. Watch his actions instead. 7. He surrounds himself with toxic people. The people he chooses to be around can say a lot about his mindset. If he spends most of his time with toxic, irresponsible, or disrespectful people, he is unlikely to change. For instance, if his friends encourage reckless behavior, cheating, or mistreating women, he is surrounded by influences that support his worst habits. Even if he says he wants to change, his environment plays a huge role in whether that actually happens. A person who wants to grow will surround themselves with people who push them to be better, not those who keep them stuck in bad habits. 8. He has no interest in self-improvement. Does he ever make an effort to improve himself, emotionally, mentally, or in his personal goals? A man who refuses to work on himself will stay exactly as he is. For example, if he laughs off the idea of therapy, refuses to read self-help books, or avoids conversations about growth, he doesn't see any reason to change. A person who values self-improvement will actively seek ways to grow, whether it's learning better communication skills, managing emotions, or setting life goals. If he has no desire to better himself, he will remain the same person forever. 9. He doesn't fear losing you. One of the biggest signs that he will never change is if he believes you will never leave, no matter what he does. If he knows you'll always forgive him and stay, he has no motivation to change his behavior. For instance, if he repeatedly disrespects you, ignores your concerns, and expects you to always be there, he is showing that he takes you for granted. A man who truly values you will put in effort to keep the relationship strong. If he acts like he can do whatever he wants without consequences, he is telling you that he doesn't fear losing you, because he assumes you'll never walk away. If you recognize these signs in your partner, it's time to ask yourself, how long are you willing to wait for someone who may never change? Staying in a relationship where you are constantly hoping for things to improve can drain your energy and self-worth. What should you do? Set clear boundaries and don't accept empty promises. Stop making excuses for his behavior. Prioritize your own happiness and growth. Know when to walk away. You deserve a partner who is willing to grow, improve, and make an effort to be the best version of himself. Don't waste your time waiting for someone to become the person they should already be. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more relationship advice. See you in the next one.